Welcome to the Beer Den Podcast. Tonight we'll be drinking Shorts Brewing Company's Spruce Pilsner.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Beer Den Podcast. My name is Ethan Hoopy.
And I'm Michael LaRoe. So tonight we're drinking Shorts Brewing Company's Spruce Pilsner. A little bit about Shorts. They were founded in 2004 in Elk Rapids, Michigan by none other than Joe Short. Where they started out was actually in an old hardware store that was about 120 years old that he and his many friends started working on and converted into a brew pub. Let's get right into this one. So it has a pretty hazy, medium yellow, light gold color to it. Aroma-wise, it's very resiny, very piney, and definitely get that spruce needle smell to
Yeah,
it.
definitely. I actually think that the smell, it's very crisp. It smells very refreshing. I think that just from the smell, you would kind of think that this is going to be like a really refreshing drink, something that you'd be able to, go for like summertime. And, this would be like a great summer beer. But as we'll talk about in a little bit, it
might not be the case.
A little less than that.
Looking at the head of it, it has a nice foamy head, typical with a Pilsner.
Yep.
Lacing, it coats the glass pretty well, but it sinks
doesn't really
back
hold
down into the body very quickly.
Yeah, it doesn't really hold to the sides of the glass. I mean, as far as taste, what were you thinking when you the first time that you drank it?
It's definitely got a strong taste. Very sprucey, very aggressive.
Yeah.
You do get an alcohol flavor to it. The result of that is it is a very drying beer. I feel like it tastes pretty bitter. That flavor also lingers there for a very
has a really long finish to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carbonation wise, I'd say probably a medium on it. But flavor wise, it's very, if you like spruce needles, if you like licking Christmas trees,
it's perfect for you.
This would be a very good beer for you. We base everything on 3 criteria. We have quality out of 50 points, value out of 25, and design out of 25 as well. I scored this at a 20 on quality. The spruce flavor to it is just so aggressive that it kind of ruins the beer, especially if you're not a fan of a spruce flavor. That it lingers so long too that, I mean, you can take one drink and like you can still taste it probably 3 to 5 minutes later.
I totally agree with that. That like the flavor is just so strong that it's tough to enjoy. It had almost that effect of taking your breath away, which isn't something that like I feel like a lot of people are looking for in their beers, at least.
Oh, and it's kind of hard to distinguish if the flavor you're getting is the intense spruce or if it's the actual like alcohol content. And you can't really base it on if this has a high alcohol content because, as we'll state later, it's not on the bottle.
Yeah.
What did you end up scoring it then for quality?
For quality, I ended up scoring it at 22. Yeah, it's such a strong flavor, and it's not a very smooth taste. It's just overpowering, and it's not very enjoyable. There's nothing smooth about it.
It's a very unique flavor.
Yeah, it's very unique. It's definitely something that you're not going to get in a lager. I mean, I don't even think you don't even get like this kind of strength in flavor, even in IPAs a lot of the time. Like this is just, it's like piercing.
Mm-hmm. Value wise, this came in at $9.99 for a 6-pack. That's like the perfect price for a 6-pack for a craft beer. But this has such a unique flavor that really, unless you know that you like spruce, that, I mean, you could even get over that it's a Pilsner. Like, you may not be a big fan of Pilsners, but if you don't know if you like spruce, I wouldn't try this. Like, it's one of those where you have to know that I like that flavor and I want a craft beer.
It's just the fact that it's so strong that it makes it difficult to just like give to anybody, because it really, I think, would turn a lot of people off. And that's kind of why, like you say, you have to kind of know what you're getting into with this beer. Otherwise, you may be very disappointed in your experience.
Yeah, that's kind of the theme, is it's unique. And so if you don't like that flavor, you're going to hate this beer.
Yeah, it's not, because I don't think it's bad. It's just, it's so strong, and it's something that you don't, our palates are definitely not like ready to handle that much flavor and stuff, you know. And I think that it is really far away from kind of what we traditionally are drawn to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's not even like if you were to try, like, say you have two different amber beers.
Yeah.
They could taste completely different depending on how they do an amber beer. This is so very different that it'd be hard to just be like, oh yeah, like, let me just try that. So.
Yeah, I mean, it is an Imperial Pilsner, so it's going to be really strong. Like, that is sort of the style of them. But I feel like you don't see a lot of Imperial Pilsners. And so I think that's what we mean by it being very unique, is that you don't see a lot of these types of beers.
Especially this type of beer brewed with spruce needles.
Yeah.
For those reasons, I gave this a 10 on value, Ethan.
I actually ended up giving it the same exact score, a 10.
Design-wise, I gave this a 10. I felt the bottle to be very lacking.
There's definitely something to be desired with it. I mean, the image on it, I'm assuming a spruce leaf, but I mean, much past that, I mean, so it has some sort of appeal, but it does seem very plain, just as far as like aesthetic wise. I feel like it's very plain. But then, like, you know, past that, the kind of stuff that we really focus on with like beer bottle and design is like, there's really not much of any kind of description on the beer bottle. There's no alcohol content on the beer bottle. There's no second label. There's, you know, it's very bare bones. And yeah, I don't know. It's just nothing special about it.
I like the overall label, but the name, it's just Spruce Pilsner. It does have somewhat of a description.
It's very limited, though.
It is. It tells you that it's an Imperial Pilsner, that it is brewed with spruce needles. It gives you like the type of spruce needle, like what tree that they're coming off of.
Yeah.
But I mean, they give you the scientific name of it. So like,
how does that really help?
Yeah, in layman's terms, that doesn't really help you narrow what it's going to taste like.
Well, yeah, and I think that's the thing, is that the description doesn't tell you what your experience is going to be. It just kind of gives you some facts that, you know, it's like, I guess if I've had a spruce beer, then maybe that will help me. But like, I wish it had just had more description in it. I wish it had more description in the description.
It does have the call to their website, which is nice. It has when it was packaged, but this took it was by chance that I even saw it on Ethan's bottle. I could kind of see it because the light reflected just right. And I had actually looked at mine very closely, and it wasn't until I saw it on his that I knew that it had to be on mine somewhere. So it is there. It's just very hard to see.
Well, the thing is like a lot of these companies, they just print the bottling date. Yeah. Like just on the bottle directly. And it makes it very difficult to see it. I think that especially like for us, we want to know when our beer was bottled, how fresh it actually is. Yeah, it may be still within its expiration, but we kind of want to know, was this put, you know, together 2 weeks ago, a month ago, 2 months ago?
And
you know,
we've seen that on other breweries where they have a dedicated spot on the label where they either stamp that or it's already printed of when it was.
And that's what I like to see.
And because that shows to me at least that they care about the freshness of the beer. They make it readily seen. We just want to scrape by with it being on the shelf for as long as possible.
Yeah, exactly.
The major disappointment on this, though, no alcohol content.
Yeah, I find that odd. I mean, it's a beer. Like, I don't know. It just seems like a default thing.
If it is here, it's very hard to see, but I'm 99.9% sure it's not. So for those reasons, I ended up giving it 11. Ethan, I believe you gave it the same.
Yes, I did.
So total for this beer, Ethan, you scored it at a 43. I scored it at a 41. So for the Shorts Brewery's Spruce Pilsner, we scored it at a 42 out of 100 overall.
Hey everybody, thank you for listening to another Beer Den review.
Don't forget to follow us on social media, links down in the description.
Subscribe, like, and share, and if there are any beers you would like us to try out, leave them in the comments below.
We'll see you on the next episode of the Beer Den Podcast.